Hello! Oh, that's just embarrassing. This is the Seiko Spirit SBCA001. Now this watch is the one that sparked my interest in watches many years ago. I saw this on the internet, and to me it just had everything that a watch should have. Beautifully legible, strong lume, date, waterproof, and just handsome. And I spent months trying to find one of these watches, and the reason why they're so difficult to get is because they are a Japanese market only watch, a JDM, Japanese domestic market. So to get them you have to import them, and importing from Japan is not that straightforward. Anyway, I shall tell you about this watch. Let's start with some dimensions, shall we? Get my trusty ruler. Now, it's 37 millimeters across the face. Lug width is 20 millimeters. Lug to lug is 42 millimeters. And the all-important thickness is, what's that? 8 or 9 millimeters. So a perfect field watch dimensions, I would say. Perhaps not in the very traditional sense, which were 34, 35 millimeters, but in a current sense, perfect field watch size. I'll show you it on my wrist. Now I've got a 7.5 inch wrist. This is a really nice clasp, by the way. Really nice bracelet. It's all solid pieces. It's not folded. The ends aren't solid, but it's nice and sturdy. And the clasp, the signed clasp, so you fold that over, and then you've got little buttons to open it up. So I'll just pop that on my wrist, and I'll show you. It's a little bit small for my wrists. I think it's probably sized for Japanese wrists, but there you go. Looks pretty good to me. It's a bit of a squeeze on my wrist. It's a bit tight, but if I were to add a link, it would be just right. Okay, I'll take that off. Let's tell you a little bit more about the watch in detail. Let's bring it in. So we've got really nice sort of syringe style hands with a second hand with a nice big circle on the end, full of lume. Everything's full of lume. It glows in the dark like you wouldn't believe. It's absolutely fantastic. Now let's see if we can see this. Can we make it out? The indices are painted on, but they're thick with lume, really thick with lume. You can't quite make it out. Oh, I've got hair on it now and everything. So it's an absolute beauty in the dark. To me, that's really important. Other key features are the water resistance, 10 bar, so 100 meters, which for a small watch is really good. On the back, you've got a screw down case back with all the information. It's a 7N42 80, I can't see that without my glasses. Anyway, it's a 7N42 quartz movement, and you know it's super reliable. The second hand ticks away perfectly. So as I was saying, there is another watch like this which was for the outside of Japan, very similar, but only has 50 meter water resistance and has a smaller crown, and the lume is much less thickly applied. So you might see one that's very similar. It's not the SBCA001, it's not the Seiko Spirit, but it is a 7N42 movement. Very similar, not quite as well made, sorry, I should say not quite as well finished, with, as I said, the smaller crown and the less lume, but apart from that, pretty much the same. So this is one of my favourite watches of all time, really. Nice and simple, very attractive, and easy to use. Nice flat hardlex crystal. You can see, just proud of the bezel. Little crown. Let's measure the crown. So that's 5 4mm crown, quite a big crown for such a small watch. Nice brushed finished to the case and the bezel, and the bracelet with the centre links a bit more polished. It's a little beauty, isn't it? If you've enjoyed this video, of course you've enjoyed this video. I mean, who wouldn't have enjoyed this video? Then please subscribe for more. I do videos of watches and knives and EDC things. Subscribe and have a look around. You might enjoy it. Thanks for watching. See you soon.